Minnesota, the only state that has over 10,000 lakes that truly showcases the many different forms of nature and weather. Many of you have been born in Minnesota and have stayed here your whole life, but some of you might have been able to experience it traveling out of state and maybe even living out of state. But we all have one thing in common: we chose to live in the best state of all, Minnesota. I have lived in Minnesota my whole life, but after driving a truck over the road nationwide, I believe by far that the state is the best state to live in. Today, I'll be explaining to you all the many reasons that Minnesota is the best state to live in by observing the weather, nature, and activities of spring, summer, fall, winter. Let's begin by looking at what spring has to offer. The white snow now starts to turn to green grass, and the vast smells of rain and fresh grass, plants, and trees are breathtaking. The temperature in spring are starting to rise, and adrenaline varies from 40 to 55 degrees. The rain and thunderstorms begin to occur regularly. Along with the warmer weather and green grass comes the bird migration back to Minnesota. In addition to bears, raccoons, squirrels, and other hibernating animals are making their way out of the dams. A very common area to go visit in Minnesota is the headwaters of the Mississippi, which is in Itasca State Park. According to the DNR website, starting the second Saturday of May is the fishing opener for all species except for smallmouth and largemouth bass, which occurs 2 weeks afterwards. The spring has excessive signs of new life beginning. Now let's see what Minnesota is like in the summer. After watching the ground and nature blossom into vibrant colors and the days get longer, we now can enjoy the heat and many lakes and rivers that are displayed in Minnesota. The daylight is now lasting up to 14 hours, and the temperature is varying from 60 to 85 degrees. The lakes are fully thawed out and starting to warm up for comfortable swimming temperatures. In the season in Minnesota, there are many different weather patterns. There also is a large amount of wildlife moving around in the summertime. Fishing is a very popular activity in Minnesota, especially because you can pretty much go out your back door and drop a fishing line into the water. Minneapolis has many different attractions such as the State Capitol, Como Zoo, Valley Fair, and the Walker Arts Museum. According to mn.auburn.org, Minnesota has 314 species of birds, and 44 of them stay around for year-round. We should now take a peek at the colorful fall display in Minnesota. The days are now starting to get shorter again. The temperatures are becoming cooler. Minnesota trees are starting to present a great autumn display of the colors. Temperatures are dropping. Some of the rain showers are turning to snow showers. The acorns are falling from the trees, and squirrels are beginning to pack them away for their food for the winter months. The bears and other hibernating animals are eating excessively to gain weight to last through the winter. The many different species of birds are migrating south to avoid the harsh winter months that are coming ahead. The birds usually go out between mid-September and October. Along with the beautiful fall colors come many gorgeous areas to observe. One of those areas is Gooseberry Falls up by Duluth. It's a great place to go in the fall because of the many different colors displaying along the trails and waterfalls. As the nice weather wraps up, hunters are getting their gear ready for weeks of hunting ahead. According to Examiner.com, deer hunting opener for bow is in September, and for rifle is in November. Finally, we should take a quick look at winter, a season with its own natural beauty. Temperatures of Minnesota are dropping steadily, and snowflakes are falling regularly. Many lakes are beginning to freeze over and are safely to walk on in mid-December. Despite the snow and the cold temperatures, there are still many animals that like to go play out in the snow, like deer, wolves, rabbits. There are many activities to take part in during the winter months, like snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, and snowshoeing. Now that the lakes are frozen over, many people enjoy clearing off a spot in the lake to either go ice skating or ice fishing. Many children love to engage in snowball fights, tubing, snowboarding, or skiing down the many hills in Minnesota. There are a couple of very common attractions during the winter months. One of them is the Bentleyville up in Duluth, which is a display of many lights. Also, many people would get together in the Twin Cities to go to the Holodazzle Parade. According to holodazzle.com, the parade starts in November 29th and goes through December 21st. In conclusion, Minnesota is a stunning state that thoroughly expresses the many different cycles of life and is the most impressive state to live in for people of all walks of life. Today, I explain to you all the many reasons that Minnesota is the best state to live in by observing the weather, nature, activities of spring, summer, fall, and winter. Of all the states in the U.S., there are many different places and climates that a person could live. But remember, Minnesota is the best.
Amen.
This is a picture of spring right here. People riding their bikes and the blossoms are up. This is a picture of summer. A moose is overlooking a lake. This is some of the displays of all the trees in the fall, all the colors. And this is a display of winter after the big snowfall.
Thank you.